tanghali na.
Magandang tanghali.
Magandang tanghali. Oh.
Thank you very much. Welcome home, Mr. President. Fred Arreta of DYRD. Number one question on dito is, how can the national government help the destroyed homes of the Boholanos struck by the 7.2 magnitude earthquake?
Palagi ko, hindi yung how can we help. I think it's clear that the governor said we have been helping from day one. No? Baka the question is how much more can we help? For instance, yung build a better future. No? So, Panglao Airport, yung Tanpilaran Panglao Island in particular is seen as a potential equivalent to Boracay. But you need the support services. And the support services will entail an airport. So, presently, the DOTC reports that the earthquake has not affected the feasibility of the project to create an airport in Panglao. No? But yung maninigurado tayo, there are still some studies that have to be done to ensure that this will happen. Now, once those are completed, then we proceed with the construction. Then each tourist that arrives is supposed to generate at least one new job for every Filipino or every Boholano. That's one. Second, there is shelter assistance being has been given, and will be continued to be given by both the NHA and the SWD for those whose houses were either partially or totally damaged. The PWH was reporting earlier that there are two bridges in Abatan and Tagbanwe.
Tagbuani.
Pagpasensya na rin yung Tagbuani. Anyway, temporary bridges were inaugurating today. Tatanong siguro, bakit temporary? Dahil kailangan maraming tests na gagawin, no? Coring samples, boring tests, no? Boring to ensure that ito may best site. Because the end point is we want to give you these bridges and other infrastructure built back in a better condition. So by next year, these two will become permanent in the appropriate location and probably at a higher elevation. So that what will be built is not just rebuilding that which is already damaged, but you will build something infinitely better. Electricity, there is a projection that by December, okay, ano ba yung problem? First, yung earthquake, no? Had damages to the lines, transformers, etc. Tapos, nire-repair natin yan, biglang pumasok naman si Yolanda, sinundan pa ni Zoraida. Okay. Ang apektado doon, yung major geothermal plant in Leyte. And your electricity in Bohol is sourced from, not resource. The lines go through Leyte. You know, they were damaged. Over 200 transmission towers of the grid have been affected. And we have to rebuild that. And also, interconnection between Luzon and Visayas, na damage rin yan. So yung 520 megawatt plant in Leyte, nabawasan ng Visayas grid by 400. What they can produce right now is about 120. So, yun doon nagmula, no? Nabawasan ka na ng source, apektado pa yung transmission lines mo, and makakadraw by December of over 100 megawatts from the Luzon grid that will augment and therefore will eliminate the problem of brownouts for Bohol. Ibig sabihin naman nun, mag-constant kayo yung demand. Medyo siyempre, pag dumoble naman yung demand nyo by December, dadagdag yung supply, dadagdag yung demand, yung sa lampas ng peak na dati 62 megawatts, may pagkakaproblema pa rin tayo. So, and the list goes on and on. Pati hospitals, the main regional hospital that was built before Manong Ed Chato's time, no? Will be, I've tasked the DOH to make sure that program is to build a new one, perhaps in a different location, and my instructions are to expedite the same. That's so that they can be of service to the people as soon as possible time. Pati na rin siyempre, nadalo natin yung Sanun. No? Malaman ko ano talagang magagawa specifically. I didn't memorize all of these details, so this is just basically a broad overview. Now, may limitations rin, no? Makarsada nyo, yung topography kasi dito medyo hilly, tsaka mountainous. Parang problema natin sana more inland, no? Yung ating mga road network lang sa circumferential road. Pero yung problema, no? Parang maging inland ka, puro bundok ang tatahakin mo, kahit baba, or magtatunnel. At wala pa tayong tunnel boring machines in this country this time. So, then point pa rin is rebuild those that have still to be rebuilt, no? But in a much better condition, so that they are able to withstand the natural calamities that strike our country year in, year out.
Thank you very much for the good news, Mr. President.
Thank you. Next, Jen Camili, Manila Bulletin.
I'm surprised that the governor and the congressmen don't report this because I understand they get daily updates.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. Just to follow up, where will you source the funds for the rehabilitation of Wicked Bohol?
Well, beforehand, no, I asked Secretary Abad at the onset of Yolanda how much we still had left. And at that point in time, it was about 16 billion. And I inquired, excluding Zamboanga, excluding Bohol. And he did say that this was already funds for intended for both, no, and also those affected by Santi have already been set aside. So yung 16 is earmarked for Yolanda. Then merong may motion ko, may pending bill, no, with the House and the Senate for a supplemental budget of 14.6 billion. Then meron din yung facilities that will be provided or being offered to us by both the ADB, the World Bank, and other agencies. No? So the bill for Yolanda will be very, very big. No? And roughly about, well, so we are ready for at least the initial phase of Yolanda's needs, which means relief and start of the shelter program. Pero sa again, yung sa Bohol, the figure that was shown to me, I have to check the figure, no? It's about 5 billion plus. But I want to make sure how accurate that is. But the bottom line is the Secretary of the Budget has assured me that the needs of Bohol have already been set aside.
Sir, can you just share with us details about the initial rehab plans for the Yolanda hit areas you discussed yesterday?
Can I come back to you tomorrow because we're having the second meeting tomorrow? Yung I want more details.
Sir, just another topic. Can you get your comment to the reported deployment of a Chinese aircraft carrier to the West Philippine Seas?
Yung if they are within the EEZ, no, then we check. Yung there is a we champion di ba yung what's the term? High seas. There will be travel in the high seas. Hindi natin territorial waters. You know, so international waters to transit yun. There is free passage. Yung mga may rules, no? Kunyari, pag submarine na free passage, yung there will be service. In international waters, territorial pag submarine. Territorial.
Yeah, the territorial they have
Territorial, they have to secure permission, which is about 12 nautical miles, no, from our country's baselines. Beyond that, there is the right of innocent passage, guaranteed to all nationalities.
So there's no immediate threat.
Sabi na, well, let's not play it up. I think the Chinese themselves have admitted that this is they're not yet fully operational. Is it 2 or 3 years pa before they believe that they will be fully operational? Yung sabihin na, they're learning carrier operations, no? Both the crews on board the planes and also the pilots who will be flying the planes. So they're transiting here, that hindi pa sila operational. Why should anybody consider it a threat?
Sir, last one. Will you return to Tacloban to visit the
Not necessarily just Tacloban. Pero we will, when I go back, there has to be that concrete, parang list of doables, the plan. What do you expect by when?
Okay. Thank you, Jen. Ulit pong magtatanong, Royce Simon from TV5.
Sir, pasensya na po. Kailangan ko lang itanong. Congressman Manny Pacquiao is trying to file over the freeze order issued by the BIR on his assets. Although the BIR has already clarified that the freeze order was issued last July pa. Pero tingin po ng kampo ni Pacquiao, harassment daw po ito ng gobyerno. What can you say about that, sir?
Well, bakit siya haras? So, logic na. And I understand parang the accounts total 1.1 million pesos. What is that compared to all of his winnings? Siguro nito siguro. And with all due respect to Congressman Pacquiao, no? yung if he believes that he has complied with all the necessary rules, no, and all the necessary laws, then I'm sure he has all the evidence to parang to afford. Ang issue ng BIR is he was being asked 2 years ago. And medyo parang kahit hindi ko, cavalier, no? Hindi nagre-respond to legitimate summonses by the BIR. So, he earns abroad, he pays taxes there, yung tax rate natin magkaiba yata. Then, my understanding, I'm not of course an expert on the internal revenue code, but the bottom line is the difference of tax rate natin and tax rate doon still has to be made up. So, if he did right, then I'm sure he will be able to do that he did right. And therefore, there's no issue. So, the way to settle it, no, is to answer all of these queries by the BIR and not to engage in a media war. The media will not decide who is right or wrong. You know, it will be our courts eventually, if it gets to that, who will decide. But again, the process has been 2 years. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Mr. President at maraming salamat sa mga kasama sa media. Magandang hapon.